John Wesley was an Anglican priest who was a bit of a radical for his time. He looked around at the practices of the Anglican Church and felt that they were falling short of taking care of their people. Wesley decided that there needed to be some changes made. Here are a few of the radical ideas he had. One of his radical ideas was preaching out in the open. He said that the world was his parish. He wanted to meet the people where they were, and he didn't care who didn't like it. He felt that religion wasn't only for the educated or the privileged, but for everyone. Many people came to hear him preach. Some people liked it. Others tried to kill him. Unlike other Anglican priests, Wesley was influenced by the Eastern Orthodox Church. The Eastern Church focuses more on the Holy Spirit. Wesley believed that it was the Holy Spirit that transforms us. He advocated holy living. That was what he and Charles and the Holy Club were trying to do. Wesley also believed that the church should take care of the poor. He practiced something that we call social holiness. It wasn't enough to just go to church and study the Bible. Christians needed to be at work in society, taking care of the poor. And those who were sick and in prison. The United Methodist Church today still puts an emphasis on helping people. There are many missions that take care of the poor and help people when disaster strikes. John Wesley excelled at organization. He knew how to organize people and motivate them. His organizational structure was different than the Anglican Church at the time. Other churches have structures that are either organized from the top down or the bottom up. The power of the church is either at the top or with the congregation. Wesley's system was a little different. He organized around classes, societies, and annual conferences. The classes were small groups that met together to study the Bible and keep each other accountable. They would ask each other questions about how their daily lives were going and would point out where people were getting off track. This wasn't meant to be mean or bossy, but rather to keep people living the way they should. Societies were bigger groups. Annual conferences were bigger yet. Clergy would ride on horseback from town to town on their circuit to administer to the needs of the classes and societies. They would then meet in annual conferences to discuss how things were going and what, if any, changes needed to be made. The United Methodist Church today uses some of the same structure. Instead of classes and societies, we have local churches, districts, annual conferences, and general conference. Another of Wesley's radical ideas was using the laity to run the small groups. These people were in charge of their group and helped the clergy to know the needs of the group. Women also played an important role. Today, the rules on our structure are found in the Book of Discipline. Other radical ideas of Wesley were his quadrilateral for theological thinking and his view of salvation. Those will be discussed in other videos. John Wesley was an interesting character. His ideas don't seem so radical to us today, so maybe he was just ahead of his time.